Quick disclaimer, all the music in the background is made by me. Samson Wellington. Such a bold name. He must be a bold person, right? Well, he sure thinks so. He's tall, strong, and has a confident personality. He thinks he's better than everyone else and that he's a higher class since he has a lot of money. What Samson doesn't realize is how important friendship is in his life until he has to experience the loneliness of not having anyone around. On July 22nd, Samson created a protein powder company with his best friend Jaron. After 6 months of hard work, they got a sponsorship deal with John Cena. John used their drink in a commercial and they ended up getting a $3 million sponsorship deal. Samson felt greedy and kicked Jaron off his company. Jaron and Samson have been best friends since 5th grade, and Samson decided that he didn't want to share his money with Jaron, so he dropped him from the company and as a friend. At first, Samson didn't feel any bit of regret, as he just made $3 million cash. He buys a new house, new cars, a boat, and everything that a 30-year-old man could want. Meanwhile, Jaron is living in an apartment with his dog, going back to a regular job making minimum wage since he was scammed out of a company by his best friend. After a year of spending immense amounts of money, Samson starts to realize that he doesn't know what to do with his money. He has everything he could ever need, yet there's still something missing in his life. He doesn't fully know what it is yet, but he can't get over his depression. Even with all this money, he eventually got to the point where he just couldn't even leave the house from how sad he was. He would lay in bed all day playing Fortnite, debating whether he should get his life back on track. After several weeks of hard thinking, he decides that he really misses Jaron and that it's not all about the money. He calls Jaron and asks him to meet for lunch to talk about the situation that happened over a year ago. Jaron meets him at a local Chinese restaurant and they talk about what happened. After a 2-hour talk, Jaron walks out in anger. Samson feels disgusted with himself after scamming Jaron over a year ago. He realized that he has ruined Jaron's life and tries to think of ways he could make this better. When Jaron went back home, he didn't know if he should feel sad or angry. After knowing each other for over 20 years, you'd think that they'd have a lot of trust for each other. But after Samson stole his money from Jaron, it makes you think to yourself who you can really trust. About 2 weeks later, Samson left an envelope at Jaron's apartment. When Jaron opened it, he saw a long apology letter with a check for $1.5 million. He then called Samson and they talked it out. Samson felt horrible for letting the greed get to him, and eventually they made up and continued to bring the company to where it was in the first place. They spent a lot more time together, and Jaron was able to quit his minimum wage job and move into a house. Once they finally made up, they got more sponsorship deals with their company, and are now living a lavish life in Los Angeles after being able to sell their company for $15 million to an entrepreneur from downtown Los Angeles. They split the money halfway and live on to live a fun and fulfilling life. At first, Samson made a horrible mistake, but realized that money isn't everything, and having close friends in your life can be one of the most important things in life for some people, including Samson.